Ever feel like you're surrounded by people but still feel alone? Like you're doing everything you're supposed to, but something's missing? I'm Mohammed. I've spent years moving through countries, cultures, and conversations, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that life is more complicated and more human than we often admit. So I started this vlog, not to lecture, but to explore the things we all feel: identity, loneliness, faith, connection, and sometimes I'm joined by someone special. This is Namin, my funny, smart son. He's 5. But he asks the best questions, like, why do people smile when they're sad? And honestly, he gets to the heart of things faster than most adults. This isn't a typical vlog. It's a space to slow down, think out loud, and maybe hear something you've been ignoring inside yourself. Welcome to the conversation. Let's get curious together. Windows leader, cars passing, messages pinging. So, why does it feel like no one's really here? Hi, I'm Mohammed, and today we're exploring a modern mystery. Why do cities, big, loud, alive, feel lonelier than ever? Let's take a walk through concrete and silence, through noise and invisibility. Because this feeling, it's not just you. Cities were built for movement, fast, efficient, vertical, but not always for closeness. We live in towers, commute alone, order food we never share. We pass thousands of people a day and speak to none. Urban planners call this the density paradox. More people per square mile, yet fewer human moments. And social scientists are seeing the effects: rising anxiety, vanishing friendships, a spike in young adults saying, I have no one. The city gives us proximity without intimacy.
So me and my dad went downtown. There were so many people walking around, but guess what? Nobody said hi, not even one smile. I waved at a dog. He wagged his tail. So, only the dog was polite? I asked my dad, why is everyone ignoring each other? He said, that's just the city. What? If I see someone at school, I say, hi, want to trade cookies? That's how you make friends. But grown-ups walk like they're in a video game. No eye contact, just go, go, go. Maybe cities need a friend button. You push it and someone has to sit with you and share fries. Or we could all wear shirts that say, yes, I'm nice, you can talk to me. Except maybe not on Mondays.
There's a term I love: ambient loneliness. It's the feeling of being emotionally alone while physically surrounded, like being at a party where everyone's on their phones, or walking in a packed street but feeling invisible. In cities, we've replaced community with content. We document life but don't always live it with others. It's not about having no people. It's about lacking the kind of connection that makes you feel sane. Think about it. Where do people meet without spending money? We used to have third spaces: libraries, parks, diners, stoops. Now they're shrinking, privatized, or disappearing entirely. Sociologist Eric Klinenberg warns that without strong social infrastructure, cities become networks of isolation. Even elevators are awkward now. Even neighbors feel like strangers. And when a city becomes just a place to hustle, crash, and scroll, you stop building roots, you start floating.
I asked my grandma what she used to do before phones. She said, we sat on porches, we waved at neighbors, we talked to the mailman. Whoa, that sounds like magic. Now, even in our building, I don't know anyone's name, except Mr. Lopez. He has a parrot. It says bad words. Anyway, one time I said hi to a neighbor in the elevator. She looked surprised. Then she smiled and said, no one ever talks in elevators. Is that a rule? If I made the rules, I'd say hi, tell someone your favorite snack, never pretend you're alone when someone's right there. Also, more parrots. Definitely more parrots.
The pandemic didn't create this feeling, but it magnified it. It reminded us how fragile our social lives were, how friendships depended on accidental moments: running into someone at work, sitting beside them at a concert, sharing silence at a cafe. When that disappeared, so did our sense of belonging. Now, even as cities reopen, something's missing. Not the crowds, but the closeness. Here's what's strange but hopeful. Loneliness is a social condition, which means it can be reversed, not by apps, not by moving, but by doing something radical in a disconnected city, reaching out first. So try this. Talk to your barista, your neighbor, the bus driver. Tiny social risks create real bridges. Choose slowness where you can, walk a block instead of ordering, sit in the park without earbuds, open space for accidents, make third space moments, host a gathering, start a tiny book club, say yes to the awkward invite, create the connection that the city forgot to design, and tell people you miss them. Don't wait for an occasion. Don't wait to deserve company. Cities aren't empty because they lack people. They're empty when we stop looking at each other. But maybe, just maybe, one conversation, one smile, one shared silence at a bus stop can remind someone they still exist. Thanks for walking with me through this one. If this hit home, leave a comment, or better yet, text someone right now and say, hey, I thought of you. Until next time, stay open, stay soft, and don't disappear in the crowd. You're needed here.